welcome to week 30. I cannot believe that I am at 30 weeks. I am in a new location because our guest room is all sorts of messy. So I apologize if this is a little echoey. I'm actually in the baby's room. This is our new chair that we got for baby and rocking him and everything like that. And the camera is actually set up like propped on the new crib, which is just crazy to me. Like, I'm looking at it and I can't believe that we have a crib in our house. Like, no, it's so strange. I will be sure to do a full update about how we renovated the baby's room. And so I will not show you the crib or anything like that just yet. And I won't show you like a full picture of the chair, but it is really nice and comfy. And yeah, so we have moved a lot of just junk and random stuff into the guest room, which is usually where I try to film. And so it is what it is. 30 weeks. It has been going pretty well, roughly. I'm definitely starting to get a lot more nauseated. Probably 3 days out of this week, I've been fairly nauseated, especially in the morning. And so it's been a lot more of the morning sickness, where it usually will go away around like 12 o'clock, 12 or 1 in the afternoon. But it's just been the pits. Like, I just don't feel good. I'm nauseated. Just kind of have like, I don't know, just kind of like not a weird taste in my mouth, but just kind of like off. And I just want to lay in bed and not do anything, but I have been trying to get up and move and see if that helps. It kind of does. At least it distracts me from being nauseated. I have also been dealing with more acid reflux. So as the baby is getting bigger and pushing up onto my actual stomach and intestines, he's been giving me some acid reflux. So some things that I have been doing is drinking hot lemon water in the morning and chewing food a little bit more thoroughly, and lastly, just eating smaller meals. I feel like as baby's taking up more space, I find myself getting fuller faster anyways, and so I find that if I just go ahead and stop when I feel full, then that usually helps subside it a lot. Milk has also been one of those that has really just kind of eased my stomach a lot. As I've mentioned in previous videos, I do raw milk. It's not something that I would recommend to a newly pregnant person or someone that's never drank it beforehand, but I've been drinking it for a couple years, and so it's just a really great nutrient for me, and it really just kind of settles my stomach without being too heavy. Besides the upset stomach and stuff like that, I have been swollen. My little fingers and little toes have been so chubby and swollen. It's such a bummer. I'm hoping that as the weather is continuing to get colder, that hopefully it will help at least a little bit. But I'm definitely noticing my fingers. If you watched my previous videos, you know that I haven't worn my wedding ring for probably 3 months anyways, which is super sad to me, but I've been noticing my toes are a lot more swollen and just my feet in general, and it's starting to creep up to my ankles. And so last night I was sitting in bed and I was looking down at my ankles and I was like, oh, I was like, Jay, they're so chubby. And so I haven't really figured out anything to help them. I haven't really tried anything to help them because they haven't been that bad, but they're starting to kind of crust over into more of an issue. And so I've been increasing my water intake and things like that, but I think part of it is just baby, and when I'm up and, you know, moving a lot throughout the day with my job and things like that, like, it just is what it is at this point. Another thing that I have been dealing with is fatigue. It has come back and I am just sleepy. I didn't even put makeup on before this video. Not that that's a big deal, or like I actually do that a lot of times anyways, but I was thinking about it and then I was like, no. I was like, I'm just so sleepy, and so I've been trying to dress comfortably and so that I can just kind of rest. But I've been noticing especially at night when I lay down for bed, because I don't typically take naps because I don't get off work until 4. By the time you're home, it's like 4:30, and then it's a little too late to take a nap, in my personal opinion, because then it ends up I just don't sleep well that night. So I try to like push myself to stay awake, and I am just like conking out. Jay and I were watching like some home improvement show yesterday, and I lasted like 15 minutes, and I was like, I'm done. And so that's been kind of rough. I have been sleeping relatively well. Jay says that I am snoring like all the time, and that even last night he was like, we woke up this morning and he's like, well, you slept well last night, didn't you? And I was like, does that mean that you didn't? I was like, I'm sorry. And he was like, you just snored all night. He's like, even when I like would move you around to like adjust your pillows and stuff like that, to try to get like my neck and stuff like that like in a better alignment, he's like, you still snored. It was the weirdest thing. So, but I slept really well. So thank you, Jay, you gracious little one, for letting me sleep and not disturbing me too much in my snoring. A couple updates. I'm trying to think. I am still dealing with back and pelvic pain, but just kind of is what it is at this point. I have been seeing the chiropractor twice a week, and my pubic dysfunction has gotten so much better. I don't know, I guess it's just been through this process with the chiropractor, but it has gotten so much better. And I think I've also done a better job at not doing things that have been hurting it. And so trying to be really conscious of like lifting things, how I'm walking, how I'm sitting, standing, and things like that. And I think that's been helping a lot, but I think the chiropractor is honestly what's been helping the most. And so that's been really nice. I'm still in pain, but it's not near as bad as what it was even a week or 2 ago. But with that, I have been having middle and lower back pain and some sciatic nerve pain, so it's just we're babysitting. There's not much else you can do about it. My last, actually 2 times ago at the chiropractor, I have been still having ligament pains in my belly, especially down near like my pant line. And so he was trying to adjust me, doing some like hitting some pressure points and things like that. And he looked at me, I was like, it just hurts so bad right here. And like he was pushing on it. I was like, that really hurts. And he's like, I think that's just straight up baby. He's like, I'm pretty sure I'm just feeling your baby. And so he was able to adjust me, and because my baby sits mostly on my right side, almost all the time he's on my right side. And so whatever he did that time, the baby has been a lot more centralized, or has been moving from side to side and not sitting so heavily on my right side, which has been really helpful. But that was a weird adjustment. Baby was not happy with it. He essentially just kind of like rolled me over and like popped my back in a little bit different ways. And immediately baby was like, well, I'm moving. Sorry, I'm moving. And so that was really interesting, and it's just a really interesting experience. But I feel like it's been a lot more evened out since then. So hopefully baby kind of got the point that you're hurting me and you need to move. Besides that, that's really all I have for my 30-week update. I feel like this was a much longer update than my previous ones, especially the last one that like incorporated 3 weeks. But everything's been going really well. My blood sugar counts have gotten so much better. I have been sending in my blood sugars to the diabetes center. If you haven't watched my previous videos, I don't have gestational diabetes, but I've been having enough high numbers to where they want to keep an eye on it, especially as pregnancy goes on and my hormones are like doing another surge. They said that typically, 34, 36 weeks, your numbers can like elevate even more. And so they just wanted to keep an eye on it. But my last update that I sent, my doctor had 3 days on it and only one number was high. And so that is great and very exciting for me. I feel like my diet and the things that I've been doing has just regulated it very well. And so hopefully that's a good trend and it continues in that way. It's always a really big bummer when I take my blood sugar and it's high. It's rough, but typically when it is high, it's because I ate something that I shouldn't have, and something with a lot higher carbs and sugar counts. And so I've been trying to just, you know, if I am going to eat something like blood sugar that was high, I had like homemade French fries and chicken and like a little like cream sauce that I made as like a dipping. And so it was pretty high in carbohydrates and not very high in protein, and there was no vegetables on my plate. And so things like that, I'm just trying to, if I do decide to have a meal like that, I try to eat a little bit less and throw in some veggies in there as well. I don't go out to eat. That's not something that I normally do anyways, and so that hasn't really been as much of an issue. The days we have been going out to eat, I've gone online and looked at their nutritional facts to kind of pick items that are a little bit on the healthier side. Anyways, that's all that I have for week 30. I hope that you guys enjoyed this video and keep enjoying these updates. Please press the subscribe button. Please press the subscribe button. It's free, it's easy. All you have to do is click below and you can get regular updates about how everything's going. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you guys next week. Bye.